Hello everyone, my name is Jake Jonas and I'm the host of the Take Two podcast, which is another film and filmmaking podcast. But this time it's different because I'm hosting it and that already means it's going to be better. So hopefully you enjoy the podcast. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, we're also live on Spotify at the Take Two podcast, as well as this, if you're listening to it, the audio version on Spotify, we are live on YouTube for the visual episode as well. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. I'll see you in there. Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of the Take Two podcast. This week I'm joined with two of my oldest friends. I'm joined with Harry Goodson Bevan, who is currently in his final year at Mount View studying musical theatre. How's that going for you, Harry? Is that going well?
Oh, it's going great, mate. I'm in my final show at the moment. Like, if all your fans want to come along and watch, I'm going to be in Nell Gwyn. Going to be dressed up in like old people's clothes. It's great.
Oh, well, guys, I mean, make sure to go watch Harry do that. And I'm also joined with Ellis Markwick, who is also at drama school in his second year at Aura, which is another drama school if you haven't heard of it. How's that going for you, Ellis?
Probably haven't heard of that one, to be fair.
To be fair, I remember we did Nell Gwyn, and I know it's going to be so much better than your production. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, mate, it's all going swell at the moment. It's all going
awesome.
Good.
Lovely stuff. Right, well, anyway, so today's episode, we're going to talk about Thunder and Raindrop, which is one of the first ever short films I've ever made. It was the first short film that all three of us starred in together. A little background information about this film. We all met at Lewis College back in 2016. We basically were in Lewis. I did the creative class. We all did the same acting class together. And yeah, basically at the end of my first year, my task was to make a short film. And I had a week because I was very lazy back then. I haven't changed much, but I'm a little bit better.
What do you mean back then?
Nah, I'm a little bit better now. I think I progressed from film to film. But back then I was awful. Like, I had a week to write and film and edit the whole shebang. But I made Thunder and Raindrop, which is a buddy cop movie with Jack Thunder, who's like the goofy kind of rogue detective, and then Max Raindrop, the Ed Sheeran character, and then Max Raindrop, which is the character that Harry plays, and basically the more stern, nailed to the job type of officer, and then with a little small appearance of Ellis's character Sergeant Verdi, who, plot twist, becomes the bad guy. Also, spoiler warning if you haven't gone and seen this. This video is on YouTube. Just type in Thunder and Raindrop. It will be there.
You've got to scroll down past all like the sound things, like soundscapes, to help you go to sleep.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of... when you type in Thunder and Raindrop, there'll be like the 10-hour versions of Thunder and Rain. So just keep scrolling. And then when you see some really badly designed graphics, don't click on that video. It's actually... it was released on... it was released in June 2018, boys. Does that not make you feel old?
I wasn't even 18 at the time.
You weren't even 18, and now we're all... Well, me and Harry are 22, and you're 21, and it's just, we're getting on in life. And so yeah, boys. What was like... I'm going to ask you this question. What was like kind of your initial thought when reading or when I first mentioned Thunder and Raindrop to you boys? I know it was a very long time ago, so you may have to proper... recast your thoughts back to 2018. What were like your first initial thoughts?
I mean, I can go first if you want, Harry.
I mean, yeah, go ahead. Give me some time to think.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, because obviously back at Lewis, I was just a bit of I didn't really care too much. I wasn't really too bothered. When you asked me to do it, I was like, oh God, is it going to be really cringy? Am I going to look really wet doing this? And but then I just did it because when you explained it to me, it sounded really funny. And as soon as it started happening, it was like, when you read the script, when you gave me the script to read it, I just thought it was jokes as well. But also, I think we all knew we could just do our own stuff with it. Do you know what I mean? Like just improv off the top and stuff. So that's what made it. I think that was what was like more enticing about it as well. Just thought, right, we can just go on one here and just, make something silly but funny at the same time,
Yeah, I mean that's definitely what I like kind of thought when doing it, because obviously like I've never, this is my first like script I ever like properly wrote, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just write something together. And I think quite a lot of was improv. I mean, we'll get onto the Lipton iced tea scene in a minute, but that I think most of that was pretty much improv. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I do actually have the script. I'll put it on the Instagram. Some of the scenes that I've written, and Twitter as well. I'll make sure to put it on social media, because I read the script the other day, and it's a blast from the past. It's quite funny because a lot of what I wrote is not actually in the film, so a lot of it was so you can read a script for a film that's not actually been made and will never get made, because I'm never going to make the first Thunder Raindrop again. But yeah, Harry, what do you
make
think?
it into like a stage version?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something that I've got to think about. I mean, maybe the stage version. I mean, do you think it could be put into a stage version?
Yeah,
do you think?
Definitely.
Oh
Musical.
yeah, like the songs. I've already started writing a score for it, mate. Like it would be amazing.
Well, look out for Thunder and Raindrop, the musical, coming to off West End. Are we all still going to be acting it? I mean, Harry can sing. Obviously, Ellis, I know me and you are not the best at singing, but I guess we'll have to learn.
I've come leaps and bounds since you've last seen me.
Oh, really? Really? I won't ask you to sing now. I won't ask you to sing now. But so Harry, what do you think of your first thoughts of Thunder and Raindrop?
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. No, honestly, when you first asked me, I obviously said yes because I knew it would be a great laugh. Like whenever we did anything together at Lewis, it was always, it was always hilarious, especially when it was like improv, and like I knew going into it that all three of us would kind of have creative freedom on the piece, which was nice. And no, it was great. The script, I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember it. And
yeah, we had to improv all of it.
Whether we used it or not, I can't remember either. But like, watching it back, like I just remember like the fun we had making it. And yeah.
Well, talking about the fun we had making it, I mean, one of the scenes, because we've all just watched it back now. One of the scenes that did actually properly make me laugh was the scene when it's our three characters are first in the same room together, and so basically we had to find like a room that kind of looked like an office. So we just found this random abandoned classroom in our drama building, and we're like, right, this will do. And I think quite a lot of teachers kept coming in, and we had to be, oh, sorry, I'm filming. But we found a classroom, we set it all up, and yeah, I think it's got one of my favourite ever scenes I've ever filmed or done, and it's Ellis screaming at the top of his lungs, "Where's my Lipton iced tea?"
You got to add the voice crack in there, otherwise it's not the same.
Yeah, mate. Like, not on voice in that lesson. That's literally just like, I remember how much it hurt as well, but then I remember how hard. Do you remember we had to keep doing takes of throwing it because everyone kept laughing?
Yeah.
There's like a half full bottle getting lobbed against the wall when there's a studio with teachers just doing their work, and all they can hear is me going, "Iced tea, iced tea, iced tea."
And like what wasn't it? So basically, like, we went into the room, didn't we, to film it, and for some reason there was just an empty bottle of Lipton iced tea in there.
Yeah,
we're like, we've got to use this. This is a sign. This is a sign that this is needed in the piece.
Yeah, I don't even think we had something in the script. It was literally just like a normal Ellis shouting at my character. But then we just saw this empty bottle. We're like, oh, let's incorporate that. That's going to be nice. And I'm glad. It was great. And you know what? Thank you, whoever left that Lipton iced tea bottle there, because it has generated one of my favourite ever scenes I've ever filmed. And also in that scene is when me and Harry's character get told that we're working together for the first time. And when I was editing it, Bear in mind, this was also my first time editing and first time filming something this big. Me and Harry kept laughing at each other during this scene, and I could never get a good. I don't think we actually got one take where we don't break character. So if you do go and watch Thunder and Raindrop, you will just see the bit when Harry's shouting at me about where's Rachel after saying he looks like Batman. You will just see the unprofessionalism from this man that he just breaks character mid-scene. So, yeah,
No,
Harry.
you cut it quickly. You cut it quickly. Like, you can only see like a smidge of the laugh, so it's okay.
But it's still,
It's okay.
that is true. I did try my best to.
For someone who's like got a lot of interest from agents, I've never known someone to be so unprofessional and so. Like, you can see in the bit where I shout the iced tea bit. He's there and he's like.
Yes, you break character again as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very hard to like maintain like, you know, professionalism, considering we were all like what 18, 17. So like, I mean, yeah, but no, it was still a lot of fun. Talking about like the next bit, obviously then I just recently passed my driving test, so I had a car, and you know, me and Harry got to go drive around, and we filmed like a montage scene. Harry, I remember me and Harry went to pretty much everywhere we could find in that we thought we could film, and some of my favourite scenes is when because at the time I was still working at McDonald's, and one of my payments for Harry was that I'd buy him a Mackey's if he comes and helps me film for the day or the evening, shall I say, and. Yeah, we have that lovely scene of outside the car park, me and Harry putting on my McDonald's uniform, saying, "Let's McFlurry these motherfuckers."
Some of the best writing you could ever dream of. Can I also add on that? Jake recently passing his driving test, traveling to all these locations was terrifying. I think he had about 5 or 6 scratches on his car by this point.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know when like you do that the first shot of the montage when it's like my car, like I'm trying to like cut it really quick. So I made sure I didn't get any of the scratches in that shot. I made sure that I would, you know, like because all the scratches were on the passenger side. So I thought if we get the driver's side, it still looks like a nice new car. I mean, you know. It doesn't. There's been more scratches since, but you know,
dents as well.
A few, but look, at the end of the day, it just is what it is, and you know, I'm not here to talk about my driving. I'm here to talk about the. I'm here to talk about the arts and the passion for filmmaking.
The thing is, do you remember when? Because it was originally the last scene was originally supposed to be filmed at a barn. And you have the shot of the barn there, and then it cuts to you two walking around the corner of somewhere in school, which was nowhere near. The continuity in that was
the sun was setting in the scene where we were going to the barn. Then the next shot is daylight.
It was in the field, but it was like in a field as well at the beginning, and then it went to the most concrete area you could put together, and then it's like, you see when we're walking, we're like, how are we going to get the bit where I grab Harry? So you two are walking at the same pace, and then Harry just slowly stops walking in the shot, and it keeps following Jake, and then someone grabs him. It was so like. I think that's what makes it unique, though. It was just continuity was so like interesting.
It's part of the charm. It adds to the charm of the film.
I think I was the one that suggested it, though. I said, "No, we should do it there," because I couldn't come to Seaford, so I was like, "You just have to do it there, mate. Sorry."
Yeah, to work around Ellis. What?
Yeah, no, definitely when filming is it's very difficult when all I can really pay you guys is meal deals. That's literally how I pay my actors. Hopefully one day I can pay you guys with real money. But no, going back to the bar scene, like definitely That is one of the things that like I do remember because it was such like a really nice picturesque sunset. I remember me and Harry, we got like we went to Dunkies in Seaford and we sat before we filmed and we sat there. It was really picturesque. We could see all of the downs and it was lovely. And then I was like, well, but Ellis can't film here. Oh no, what are we gonna do? And then I don't know if you guys remember this, right? I was going to mention this. So the ending that you actually see, where obviously Sergeant Ferdy comes back and kidnaps Harry, we actually filmed another ending. I don't know if you guys remember this. Yeah, we tried to film it in one of the classrooms downstairs in like a different classroom.
Yeah.
And it was like some like POV thing that I think we got our good friend Leah to film, and it was like a POV tracking shot, and then you would slowly pop around the room, and then Ellis would just appear like I mean, Harry just shot him, and then it was like that's it. And I remember I watched it. And we filmed all this great content. We filmed the montage scene. We filmed all this great stuff. And I just looked at it. I was like, this is actually some of the worst bit of this could be the worst ending for an amateur short film in the world. So I messaged you boys at 1 a.m. because I edit in ungodly hours, demon time. And I sent you guys a message saying, boys, I'm so sorry, but we need to refilm this. I actually feel embarrassing if we handled this film, if we filmed it in. And you know what, I'm glad we did, because it actually went on to spawn, which we won't talk about, we'll save that for another episode, but spawn on Thunder Raindrop 2, because we were just going to kill your character, Ellis, and you'll just be dead. And what we did
which we kind of did anyway, but then brought him back to life.
Yeah.
Well, that is the
I shot him while he was on the floor twice.
Yeah,
Yes.
The cutscene. I'm still alive, mate.
If you stay for the bloopers on Thunder and Raindrop, you will actually see Ellis, his eyes open. I mean, even after 3 gunshots from me and Harry, he is still alive. Just you never know, because we thought back then in 2018 that in potentially the near future we would make a sequel, and we thought, what a great character to bring back, and I'm glad we did.
Also the great kind of director that you are. You took inspiration from Marvel and put an end cutscene as well at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I definitely did that with intention. Definitely just didn't do that without thinking. And the thing is that obviously because of the great director that I am, is that thank you, Harry. You're
welcome.
Thank you, really.
Anytime. I didn't tell you to do that. It was.
No, Harry definitely did say, can we just film this last minute scene? I thought it'd be funny that we could chuck it in. But you know what? Again, going on to Thunder Raindrop 2, that is why, spoiler ahead for the next episode that we film, we'll talk about Thunder Raindrop 2, is that me and Harry's character, that's why we have a fallout, because Harry did sleep with my sister. And, that's where just that small little thing that Harry said, the genius that he is, spawned on a whole another short film. So basically, I mean,
Bernie has a brother as well.
Vernie also has a brother, which we never mentioned. Yeah, well, talking about playing multi-rolling, I mean, also I forgot to mention, I did my best Belgian accent as well in the montage scene where I tried to go Belgian. My character inspiration for that character was, Ralph from Simpsons. He's like, oh yeah, don't touch me, I bruise like a peach. That's
not Ralph. That's
Is it not?
Uta, isn't it? I think Uda.
Uta. Oh, I thought it was Ralph. Uda.
I like men now. That one.
I was also going to mention, Harry, I don't know if you remember as well, when I had to edit this film, it was the day before it was due, and
do I remember?
Me and Harry went to Shoreham to see our friend Leo. We went out for a few drinks, and I was like, oh my god, I've completely forgot this film's due tomorrow. So there's me at 1 a.m. in Leah's house editing this video, and I remember because Harry couldn't sleep.
Can
Harry was
I
just over my
describe-
shoulder like, "Oh, Jake, that's sick." Yeah, I was editing the gunshots, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's sick, Jake."
Can I describe what happened? So I'm there trying to sleep. All right. So I'm there. I've got Leah next to me. I turn around and I just see in complete darkness Jake in the corner of the room, bent over a laptop, like. I'm like, what on earth is this boy doing? I go over, he's there editing his little movie till like 4 a.m, and then like, it was so funny because I was like listening to it. You were playing the clips over, and like I was actually like creased. Oh mate, it was class.
Before we move on to our next thing, boys, what are your final thoughts on the film? Do you think it still holds up 4 years later? Do you think it is a masterpiece? What are we giving out of 10? What are we giving out of 10?
You know what? Out of the 3 films we filmed, I'm gonna put it at a solid number 2 for me.
Wow.
Like out of the 3, it's got a special place in the middle for me. It's got a special place in my heart, and I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Ellis, what are you saying?
I think it depends what you want to watch it for. If you wanna watch it for pure cinematic experience, then just
10.
don't watch it.
Oh.
Wow. That's not the answer I was expecting.
No, you want to watch something which is very feel good and very like just silly and funny, which is I think how buddy cops films usually are. Then 100% watch it because I think it fits that bill perfectly.
I agree.
You basically just said you're editing shit, Jake.
No, but the thing is, right, hear me out. My editing's not good in this film. I've come a long way. And talking about my editing, before we move on to the next thing, is that my teacher, Craig, I mentioned him last week in the episode, he made me cut it down from 7 minutes to 4 minutes 50, which I guess accounts for the watchability, right? Because I had an extra, I don't know where the other 3 minutes went, but I had to cut it down. And that's why it was so choppy, because he said that, Jay, I really like this film. It's a funny film. It actually got put in the film festival, the Blue Room Film Festival that my college did, and it got shown at the Comedia Cinema in Brighton. It was a great day out. It was a really good experience. But that is the reason why I had to chop off so much, and that's why when you do watch it, because I know you will after listening to this episode, that it is very choppy. And I won't lie, I think I've come on leaps and bounds because I've not had Craig telling me what I can and can't do. So Craig, if you're listening, you're the reason why it may not hold up to this day and age. But yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, make sure to go watch Raindrop. It is on YouTube. Moving on to the next topic. So because it is a buddy cop film, Thunder and Raindrop, I'm going to ask you boys, what is the best buddy cop film of all time? Or your personal favourite?
My personal favourite would have to be The Nice Guys.
See, that's what I was also going to say, but I will let Ellis.
First, so you can go
Ah.
Basically, like I think because when you look at buddy cop films in the past, it's very much like a spoof, and it's just meant to be like, you know, they're meant to be comedies. They're not meant to be like films that produce like great cinematography, amazing acting. It's just more about like just having a laugh. Whereas The Nice Guys, you've got Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and 2 very unlikely comedic actors who gel together to like just smash it completely. And as well, like the storyline's really clever. The way it's put together, like the film itself, the way it's filmed, the way it's been edited is so like it's quite unique as well because it's set in like the 80s, I think, or something like that. Like it's so like it's got a real like uniqueness to it. So I think it's definitely my favourite buddy cop film, if not the best one. But there's plenty out there which I didn't realise were classed as buddy cop films until this very day. So,
well, I've got a list here, but before I talk about the list, Harry, what's your favourite? If you can't say Nice Guys.
Yeah.
See, I can't say Nice Guys, so that's been taken away from me. But because I had to see the definition of a buddy cop film, because obviously I went straight to 21 Jump Street, which is just class. It's amazing, and that really goes for the more kind of comedic side of the whole buddy cop film. Whereas like Nice Guys is funny, but on a whole is designed to be a good film. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like 21 Jump Street is a comedy film, and it's brilliant. Like the little one-liners and stuff, and so many famous like one-liners come from the film itself. But obviously with buddy cop films, it all depends on how well the two actors work together in the film. Like the oh god, this is where I get their names wrong. Is it Channing Tatum and
Jonah Hill?
Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah Hill. And like you can see the chemistry that they have on the screen and off screen, and it like really rings true. And it kind of rings true with our film as well. Is you can see that they're just having a laugh on set. I bet a shitload of that was improv. And like some of the reactions to the scenes, like I think this is 22 Jump Street, is it, when he's like sleeps with the like Ice Cube's daughter. He's just going around like that bit had me creased. It's like stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that is class, and it is probably the main appeal of like buddy cop films is the humour.
What would you say is a better film, 21 or 22 Jump Street? Because I think they are some of the best. I think 22 Jump Street's one of the best sequels ever made, of how it in terms of it being, you know, there's that whole thing of like sequels like not being not being as good as others, right?
Yeah.
Did you say best sequel ever made?
One of the best sequels ever made. Would you not say?
I just needed to.
Would you not say it's one of the best?
Saying that.
It is one of the best sequels ever made. It is one of the best sequels ever made, and I stand by that. All right, I think it's one of the best sequels.
Okay, you argue this case. And
I think it's great. What do you not think is one of the best sequels ever made?
No,
I think
it's a good follow-up film. I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest sequels of all time. It's very much. It's almost a bit of a carbon copy of the first one, which is the whole premise of the film. Is being like, it's just the same, but. But
that's why I think it works, because it plays on that whole thing. Unlike other films like Star Wars, where like they unintentionally
back is crap.
No. Yeah, but I'm talking more about the newer ones. Like is it The Force Awakens? The Force Awakens is the exact same as A New Hope, right? And they didn't intentionally try to do that. Yeah, whereas 21 and 22 Jump Street play on the fact that it is kind of the same film, and then they make fun of it. And then that's why one of the best ending credit scenes, in my opinion, is when they've got the whole 23 Jump Street, 24 Jump Street, Jump Street Goes Medical School. Right, well, okay, what do you think now? I'm assuming you laughing at my answer.
You feel attacked.
I do. You know what? I invite you onto this podcast, and I've been attacked.
Yeah, Reddit's going already.
You just said one of the best, like, end credit scenes. It's from
It is
22 Jump Street.
Okay. Name me another one then.
Every single Marvel movie ever.
Oh, yeah, but but like that's talking about superheroes now. Do you know what I mean? Like that's for another topic.
Yeah,
we're not talking. No, yeah, that, as Martin Scorsese says, that is not cinema, right? That is, yeah. But okay, right. Well, other buddy cop films, I meant to say. Have you guys ever seen The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
I went to watch that in cinema with my dad. It's a very good film. I won't lie. I guess it is a buddy cop film, but it's not like I wouldn't say it's like a buddy, light-hearted cop film. But have you guys seen Seven?
Yeah,
that's not a buddy cop.
Well, this is the thing. This is what I was going to ask you boys, because when I was doing my research earlier, it said that Seven is in the top 10 buddy cop films of all time, and I don't know if I would class it as a buddy cop film. I'd class it more as like a thriller, because it is a very dark film. Dark film.
Like, bloody hell.
It's not. Do you boys think? Are you in agreement with me here that it's not a buddy cop film? Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes no sense because, well, no, I get where it's coming from, but like buddy cop in itself is almost like a genre, even though it's not really seen as a genre. But it's like the premise of it is it's like buddy cop go on an adventure, and it's just a bit silly and a bit chaotic. It's like Ride Along. You know what I mean? Ride Along's such a buddy cop kind of stupid film. But the Seven is like one of the best films ever made. Like that's like at its time was, you know, horrifying. I don't know.
What classes as a buddy cop film? Because like, do they have to be cops as well? Because like, think about it, like Men in Black was also like one, and also like that made me think of what's the Tarantino film?
Not Pulp Fiction. What was it?
Pulp Fiction. No,
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Pulp
that
Fiction
count as a buddy cop film? That seems more of a buddy cop film than Seven.
I would say Pulp Fiction is more of a buddy cop film than Seven, but the thing is, it was never on all of the lists I looked at. It was never ever mentioned Pulp Fiction, because Pulp Fiction is probably one of the best movies ever made. I mean, maybe that's maybe you could laugh at me again, boys. You could like, okay, cool. That's a normal argument. But what?
You've never seen it? Neither have I. Wow. Neither have I, bro. Neither have I.
Boys. Yeah. Oh, this is disgraceful. Go watch Pulp Fiction when you can. I'm gonna throw one more film out there for you boys, because this film did kind of give me the inspiration to make Thunder and Raindrop. Starsky and Hutch.
Oh yeah, classic.
But I've not seen the original ones, because I know it was a series, but it has it's got Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, two of my favourite actors. So I don't know if you, Harry, by the look of your face, have you not seen? You've never. Oh.
That's iconic. Like that is almost like what buddy cop film sort of is seen as. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like that's like a buddy cop film done well. Not like, because Nice Guys feels a bit like that, because it is set because Starsky and Hutch is set in the 80s, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like it almost, you could probably argue that maybe the Nice Guys took a bit of inspiration from Starsky and Hutch, because the way that's sort of set out, the crazy costumes and stuff, it's very similar. But yeah, that is iconic in terms of as far as buddy cop films go.
Yeah, it definitely did spawn I would say that film actually probably spawned a genre.
You know what is good, right? Have you seen Let's Be Cops?
I have seen Let's Be Cops. That is the good film. That is it's a surprisingly good film. It's a surprisingly good film. I thought I you know when you sometimes just put a film on to like do other bits of work too. Absolutely. I put it on like that. And then I actually just ended up stopped doing my work, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually a really good film." Awesome. Well, we've probably have forgotten loads of other buddy cop films, but I think we've made a good selection there. So I think we'll wrap it up there, boys. Thank you very much for coming on for this week's episode. Harry, Ellis, do you want to say any last parting words before we end this episode?
It is always a pleasure to see your beautiful face, Jake. And if anyone wants to go have a lovely evening watching great films, go on Jake Jonas's YouTube channel and watch all of his films. They're great, because I am in most of them.
He is.
Yeah.
He's in 4 out of 6. I didn't even pay him to say that. He just said that off his own record. So thank you, Harry. Anyways, right. Well, thank you. Right, we're gonna end it there now. Right, I'm sick of you two now. Right. Anyways, we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. I hope you've had a lot of fun. Make sure to go follow Harry and Ellis on social media. I'll put their links in the bio of the episodes. Make sure to listen to all the other episodes we've had. Make sure to go and also watch my films and watch Thunder and Raindrop on YouTube. Thank you very much for listening. Woohoo!